Leo, I'm trying to suppress the urge to start with one of the opening monologues from Zach McCracken and the Alien Mind Benders.
Maybe you don't.
Look, just do this last feature, and then you can write your novel. Here's your ticket to Waterdeep. I need more on that aggressive two-headed squirrel that's been attacking campers.
Okay. Well.
Oh, and the first UFO sighting happened above Underground 50 years ago. Give me a write-up on that, too.
Well, I'm going to do this. Oops, I need to switch myself to Ari. Okay, well. Well,
Evening begins.
yep. We'll just have to catch Jem up.
After all, if you're sick of making up stupid stories, make up stories that aren't stupid. Now, where were we? So, you've got a couple complications. Prisoner doesn't want to leave. You don't know why. She wants the ledger. You don't know why, but you have worked on a plan to give it to her. Eye waggle.
Mm-hmm.
Eye waggle.
And you have a cultist that recognizes Midnay, a mind flayer that is reacting to archivists. Probably more questions than answers as to what to do and how to do it. About those two problems. Your actual mission objective, on the other hand, you seem to have a clear course so far.
Actually, I did come up with a plan for both the mind flayer and all the prisoners we don't like.
They would have beat the mind flayer.
Actually, I was just thinking of Clayton and Whitney getting together and producing stomach problems.
Can you
They would like produce stomach problems in this cultist.
can you give a mind flayer stomach problems?
Gotta be eating something.
He does, but so, as of right now, Mitney and Ari haven't been given that information. They don't know what he's eating.
None of you have that information yet.
Nope.
Pretty sure he's hiding other prisoners or rats.
Yeah.
Mind flayers, under normal circumstances, specifically need intelligent beings, so rats would not do it. That's the weird part. None of you, on your patrols or otherwise, have seen any sign of the mind flayer being fed.
Mm-hmm.
But rats are intelligent.
Not
They have an int score of 2 for the purposes of the mind flayer definition. Intelligent creature means a minimum score of 3.
And these are also far from ideal circumstances.
So you're saying that crows would actually work?
I was literally just thinking fucking crows.
I feel so bad for this.
Mm-hmm.
I feel really bad for the rats too.
Well, the only thing you could take comfort in, or the thing you can take comfort in, is knowing that if anything were to happen, and chaos were to break out within the prison, there is a very high chance that a murder of crows is going to actually murder someone.
Oh yes, absolutely. And I love that. I love that.
So at the moment, we're going to assume that Jamisha has been pulled to other patrols, just to allow things to get moving.
Mm-hmm.
So, we return to the meeting, to the usual gathering. And it's time for you to start revealing your plans.
At this point, I'm pretty sure that Clayton's being watched, but he's going to be having a couple different meetings.
Yeah, Clayton has sort of drawn attention. And it is good to note you haven't actually seen the real ledger yet. You just know that the warden claims to have the appropriate materials for producing the fake. The real ledger will probably be your best clue as to our our problem individuals.
All I'm saying is, like, you bring an Archie to it, you're gonna get some information.
Mitney is content giving the cultist bad stomach issues. Perhaps perpetual stomach issues if she can figure it out.
I think for that we need an enchantment that maybe sells like
This is true.
before that.
This is fair.
Yeah, toting. If there is a way to switch off the anti-magic in the cells, you're not the guards trusted to know what it is, and it's not obvious. It's probable that there just isn't anything, and they just went with straight up permanent fields for that.
Makes sense.
That's just
We'll take answer. Bribe the head cook.
Bribe the head cook to continuously this person miserable.
Fuck this guy in particular. Anyway.
all Mitzi has to do is say to the cook the last time she brought food, he said that she's a water drinker or a milk drinker or whatever that word.
Yeah. Prisoner has a horrible insult. Doesn't like the food. Can we make it worse?
I see you have chosen violence.
Jesus flavor violence.
And I looked up milk drinker in context, see if that was the insult. The number one response is, I swear this question gets asked like once a week. I did not realize that was a Skyrim thing just now.
It was indeed.
It's really weird that it's one in Skyrim, which is based in Scandinavia, which is famous for its dairy culture.
Yeah,
But
but
it's also famous for its hard drinking culture.
Cheesebo.
Yeah, at the table, already revealed that he has had to make it, get it himself made. When was the last time we did Leia, your character's name? I'm pulling a blank.
Zephiel.
Zephiel. I wanted to say Ethiel, and I'm like, that's not right. Did Ethiel reveal her secret to anyone but later? Her knowledge, I mean.
They intend to reveal it to the others, but at the time they had only revealed it to Clayton because it was kind of important to know for the current conversation.
so at evening roundup.
Yeah,
she
at
would have
evening.
mentioned,
Yeah, at evening roundup they would have mentioned, "Hey, so this is a thing that I noticed and could potentially spell some trouble for us."
Chala, chala, chala. Chala, chala, chala. You're gonna sit all the way over there by the heater?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
And Ari and Mitney got stuck in the fucking kitchen
we
during
didn't
all of
get
this, so
anything
we didn't get anything interesting.
yeah, you guys got shut in the door when the red alert went off. I
Mm.
recall.
Mm-hmm.
Protect the food.
I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. I ain't doing shit.
half your party is not doing shit.
Mm,
Then we are doing our part.
mm-hmm.
Just before the table said, Archie, you are with me on when I go to see the board.
Mm-hmm. Understood.
And is reasonably sure you can do sleight of hand and make good forgery, but unfortunately they're not expecting a perfect forgery.
Mm-hmm.
This one says convincing.
Mm-hmm. They're expecting a purposefully incorrect forgery.
Well, she's expecting a correct one.
God damn it.
Oh, that's true.
You don't intend to provide it.
Yeah, I do not intend to provide it.
All we need to do is make sure it passes first glance.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to provide you a potentially useful red truth.
Ye?
Mm-hmm.
You may need to scroll to the right a little bit. Yeah.
Mm.
As
Mm.
long as
Aha!
she's in the
That's what I figured.
anti-magic. Yeah, we had a feeling about that.
Sorry,
Oh.
I lost track of time.
Fair enough. So you don't technically know if she has the ability to detect thoughts, but if she did, it definitely does not work in the anti-magic field.
Mm-hmm. That makes
Yes.
sense.
You already have another source of this
Mm.
because the mind flayer was communicating via its voice. Mind flayers don't do that normally.
Mm-hmm.
The only conversation, not that it spoke much, but the only conversation it's had, it had to speak. So
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
if a relatively high-powered telepath cannot use telepathy within the cells, it is pretty reasonable to assume that Corda cannot either.
It's kind of disconcerting to realize that the prisoner has tattoos that let her communicate the same way the mind flayer would, or
Possibly.
possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Or at the very least, would protect her from the
Mm-hmm.
horrible mental side effects of being tortured.
Okay, but what about the normal side effects of being in the presence of a mind flayer?
That'd be fun to.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
Hello?
I'm sorry, I'm talking to Tavia. Hello.
The kitty
Oh,
has come.
okay. We're not good
Hello,
enough.
my
Kitty.
sweet baby.
We're not good enough for your hellos. I see how it is.
Mhm. Not against the Tavisita.
That's true.
Tavisita
Mhm.
always reigns supreme.
That's fair.
Pet the Tavi.
Mm,
Pet the Tavi.
I'm petting the Tavi.
this is
Good.
one
He's
reason
boring.
I don't have a cat of my own. The other being that the various expenses of a cat per month would probably be sufficient there. Well, let me put it this way: I just bought a relatively costly set of custom prescription swim goggles.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, those are pretty relatively
Yeah.
a pain.
Uh huh. Especially because the only ones that fit well on my mouth were fit well over my nose were the fourth most expensive, offered by a specialty dive shop that doesn't do cheap stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love a proper local dive shop is a wonderful thing. It's also not cheap.
No, they
Yeah.
ain't.
Excuse me. Oh.
I did, however, look it up, and after shipping, buying online would have been even more expensive. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I digress. So let's catch Amisha up. We haven't had much going on yet. Neko resisting the temptation to try and confuse people by bringing in a rant from a different game. A couple memes. And this part's important. One red truth, which is basically any telepathic shenanigans Prisoner 13 might have are not a factor while she is in the cells. You know this, or can assume this, technically, because the Mind Flayer had to use its actual mouth to vocalize. It was not a highly powerful telepathic creature, was not able to use telepathy within the cells. So,
Yes.
that's information for you to work with. Your technical objective is to ultimately get the vault data from the prisoner. The prisoner said that she does not want to be broken out, but does want the ledger with the prisoner records for this prison, which the warden has. Last session, Clayton, after some shenanigans, successfully got a bit of rapport going with the warden, or possibly the warden's dead dwarven buddy, who A seems to have at least some respect for Clan Axebreaker, and B seems to like the idea of successfully scamming someone who is already in damned prison.
Mm-hmm.
The scam being work with the warden to produce a fake copy of the ledger. It would be nice if you could manage to get a glimpse of the real thing.
We would like to get a glimpse of the real thing.
In particular, because that would give you data on two particular individuals. How you're going to make that happen could be some extra trickery, however. Especially because you don't want to risk, Mind Flayer on the loose.
Yes.
I can't guarantee you that's a TPK, but it is an extreme high risk.
Yeah.
That thing's.
I would rather
Hold on.
not.
Let me check something, because I know what they're scaled for in 3rd edition.
I remember what they're scaled for in 2nd, so I don't.
Yeah, it would not go well.
It would not go well. On the other hand, if it stays in the cell, not much you can do when it's being peppered with pistol.
It was less of the dagger of hornets, isn't it? Oh, you daggered it, but I triple specialized in longbow.
Yes. It was one of the niche things where it was just
Yes.
Oh, dear.
just flick the drums.
Yeah.
So anyway, Clayton has relayed his whole shenanigans with the dwarf inside the warden. Oh my! And he has said, and I'm going to need to keep this quick because I need to go start mingling with other people now. Otherwise, we're going to get you guys found out real quick. I was going to say, Archie, I'm going to want you to come with me, and next time you bring out Smoothie, can we have it be a little less overt?
Can do.
They don't want us to bring Smoothie out at all, but I like the chaos.
Smoothie does too. It's enrichment.
Clayton's just going to look at Mitney, and he's going to say, and I had a thought. We probably can't kill these prisoners, but we can make their lives real interesting if you and I come up with a little alchemical concoction to give their food from some pizzazz.
Got bomb.
Or as we call it in some places, dwarven spices.
Yeah. Well, the only downside is one of the people we want to stomach torture is a dwarf, so I'll have to think of something else. But still.
Just give him milk.
There we go. To cheese up his food, get it mixed up with someone else's.
Clayton's just going to smile, and he's just going to say, now, anything else before I get up and make the rounds?
No.
Everyone.
All
I
right.
don't think so.
He's just going to look at Seth
nope.
and you might want to catch him up on your worries too, because
Yeah, that was a plan. That was a plan.
Thanks. thanks. Okay. Clayton is just going to get up and going to start wandering among the other guards now.
Have fun.
Okay. Well, so, Zephiel, you were warned of worries. Do tell.
I do have worries. So I did get a better glimpse of Prisoner 13's tattoos, and I noticed some runes and sigils that look to be of the mind reading variety, which could make things complicated. I don't know exactly what abilities Prisoner 13 will have, but yeah, best be careful with that.
Which means when we do the book exchange, we should do it inside their cell
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
so that they
exactly.
can't. Because yeah, the whole
Let's not reveal that we're trying to hoodwink you.
Exactly. That.
All right. Let's see. Next event. You know what? The truth is, I have the notes. Okay. Does someone wish to try and get an eye on the actual ledger? And if so, how do you choose to do it?
Okay. Archivist definitely wants an eye on the actual ledger. I don't have any specific ideas on how to go about that, though.
Besides just going with Clayton.
besides going with Clayton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clayton is bringing Archie. There's no question on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, my other thought
Clay-
was to somehow go with one of with Mitney or Ari, but that might look
Okay.
weirder.
Actually, it might not. Not if the um, prison prison is on higher alert. They probably would not blink twice about the food staff being escorted.
Escorted. Actually, yeah, okay, that would be doable. Ari would be willing to
So
do that.
if the warden, if yeah,
Mm.
Of course, we still need to find it. We only have an idea where it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I
And
mean, is that something that we could still take a couple of days on? Like, if we do it in multiple rounds, and Archie just kind of casually looks every time and be like, "No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it."
it might be a little suspicious if Archie goes each time, but um,
I could just be like, "I feel safe with this one.
Mm.
I feel safest with this one."
and the warden
Look
could
at
say,
those muscles.
and
Look
the
at
warden
them.
could say, and there's no possible reason why some of the newbies are hanging together all the time.
Shh.
I mean, if Ari goes with Seth, at least they've had the story of, oh, we're married.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
okay. So my other thought is our guard particulars in our group go with either Ari or Mitney. We change it up every so often, at least enough to make it slightly less suspicious, and we just relay where we don't think it is
that
at
would be a
the
good way to go.
at the end of the
Mhm.
well,
day.
we've got two real options. I feel personally, one is the chest in the warden's room, which might be a little difficult to get into, but maybe not too difficult given that the prison is on alert. And The other is the super duper locked office,
Mm-hmm.
which we're going to need a key for, or we're going to need Clayton and Jem to work together to get in.
I've given my thoughts on
No, they're good
plans.
thoughts.
At the end of it, Ari's just going with what everyone thinks is best.
Ari's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dumb boy, but he's a good boy.
I think Clayton is probably the only one here with an intelligence score above 14. Well, no, Zeph is a 14, doesn't she?
I forgot
I'd
I
have
can
to,
click things.
I'd have to
I didn't mean
check.
to click it.
It's okay.
Let me check. Intelligence of 14. Intelligence.
Yeah, Archivist does have the headband of intellect, so magically their int score is 19.
Yeah.
But
my natural int is 14. So yes.
My natural is
Yeah.
13 and my natural wisdom is 12, but I have a +1 on each of them.
my natural is 8.
I'm still, excited to the fact that he could be a bit of a himbo. you could be a smart himbo. It fucking happens.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kronk.
Yes, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Logically, it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a very good Kronk voice, but you know what I was going for.
So, Clayton's next plan is to just go see the warden and bring one Confederate that he will reveal. Though that will reveal that Archie is working with him.
Which is probably fine.
Yeah, of the lot of us, Arvis probably is also the safest to reveal, since beyond the I don't really have any specific breaking into things abilities.
All
On
right.
the other hand, until then, do we wish to concoct revenge against the people who can't fight back?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Mitney is absolutely going to concoct gut issues for the people for that.
As we do.
Should probably, I guess the three guys, the two other people who annoyed you guys, she'll throw them under the bus too, so it doesn't look like that it's just the dwarf cultist who's getting gut discomfort. She's going to throw those other two in the bus too, under the bus too, but till then. Yes. Gut issues for an elf, a guy who gets overly violent when he doesn't need to, and a dwarf cultist. Maybe she'll just do it by swapping all their food around, just one step to the left.
Classic solution.
Yeah.
Alarms. They made her frazzled. She forgot who got what.
All right, so we're going to advance, and Archivist and Clayton are brought. You are brought up to the warden's. Notably, actually, don't. This time, I'm gonna move you guys down here. I'm finally gonna let you guys see the office.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay,
Fancy.
There we go.
Pulling up the notes.
It's fancy.
A heavy desk stands in the middle of this room. Parchment, quills, ink at the ready. Several wood cabinets line the walls. It's pretty immediately obvious that they are all locked. And notably, except for one, which is notably open. That one contains that one has a conspicuous gap, which would be on the desk. That being the two near identical books.
Okay.
one of which is being written in. Well, it seems that a Flax has decided that this is going to be funny. I will admit I'm unconvinced, but do you have any idea why 13 wants this ledger?
Clayton's just gonna glance to Archivist and glance back to the Warden, and he's just gonna say, all I know for certain is that apparently this ledger is worth a dwarven clan's fortune to this lady. So I'm guessing someone in here is very valuable to her.
Hard to say, and I'm not exactly a master at knowing every criminal's mind. However, the the part that interests me, it's kind of like a an apple in the hand is worth two in the bush. There's plenty of variations to the statement, but basically that ledger, she thinks she can act on right now. That vault, she was arrested and thrown out. Even with compatriots, the odds of her getting at that vault are, it would be very expensive to run an operation suitable for it. In other words, the relative value of the ledger may be comparatively low, but it's a value that can be operated on.
Clayton's going to nod in agreement. He's going to say, and I hate to bring this up because it's a little. He's just going to do that hand wiggly thing, uncomfortable, but one of my team has observed that Prisoner 13's tattoos have something to do with the mind and possibly with the mind reading. He's just going to say, so it might behoove us to keep Prisoner 13 in solitary, even if we give her a fake, at least for a little while.
Noted, except that would increase the opportunity for suspicion.
Clayton's going to say, that does vex me, but my other concern is that one of the other prisoners also has a little something to do with the mind. And he's just going to make the little mouth tentacle gesture.
28.
Clayton's going to nod. He's going to say, I don't want to
I'm
think
not even allowed to know which city 28 was brought here from.
Clayton's just going to shake his head.
He actually turns the ledger to the page. And you see the basic template of the contents of there is a number, name, crime, sentence, and history of considered commutations of sentence.
Archivist takes a mental note of that.
The page for 28 only has the number. The crime is listed as borderline self-evidential.
For the crime of being Lita Inverse. I mean, a mind flayer.
The sentence is listed as indefinite, and in place of the commutation notes, they were instructions to use a specific cell, the one which the number does match the one that 28 is in, to not just lock the door and throw out the key, but partially weld the gate shut.
Mind flayers are not usually strength characters.
Yeah.
So clearly they're worried about the mind flayer being broken out, which makes me look at Prisoner 13 a little more. He's just going to glance at Archie and then back to the Warden. Okay, so what do we suppose the odds are that this is a long con to find another prisoner's cell and get them out?
Possible, but unlikely.
13 is 252.
Possible, but unlikely. this turns the page. Prisoner 13, Court of Glintstone. Hold on, let me make sure that I word this part correctly. Um, grand larceny, suspicion of large-scale spycraft against listing out 4 cities.
Oh,
Ooh.
well, that does imply
Sentence,
why they want to keep her in here.
Uh-huh.
and it sentence, sentence minimum 30 years. No commutations to be commutations only to be considered at 5.
Clayton's going to shake his head and say, "We've also heard that apparently 13 has a habit of doing things to lengthen her sentence."
Next page, you see several multiple cases of attacking prisoners and guards. The total sentence is tabulated at minimum 40 years. First commutation consideration at still at 5. Yes. Yes, which opens the probability that Glintstone is here, partially because it provides a little bit of safety. This prison is very good at keeping things in, and also rather decent at keeping them out.
Clayton's just going to pause and say, "Pardon my self-incriminating statement, Warden." He's just going to gesture to himself. "I think I've proven that an interested party might be able to be smuggled in."
Yes, Reagan Darth will be given appropriate contact to practice discretion with this. However, they are not. However, this particular methodology is not unprecedented, and the one time it was used for an attempted breakout was vastly unsuccessful. We've only had one breakout in this prison's existence.
And that's why the window is all boarded up.
Scratch his chin, and he's just going to say, "I had a thought," and he's just going
Well,
to say, "I have no interest in those shells," going to gesture around, "but I assume that there are probably similarly valued items as our ledger over there." Clayton's just going to say, "My thinking is now, what if someone isn't trying to break in or out a prisoner, but information?"
low light possible, but I wouldn't class as supremely likely. She points to each one in order. Manifests and records of deliveries. Guard operational histories, especially for those who've worked multiple shifts. Prisoner transfer orders. And death certificates for prisoners who have died while incarcerated with so little information as to be useless.
Clayton is just going to arch his eyebrow at one of those, and he's just going to say, would prisoner transfer orders perhaps be cross-referenced with your ledger?"
It would be plausible via prisoner numbers date. You would need a lot of time to be able to match the data up sufficiently to do that.
Clayton's just
That is a good thought.
rub his temples. He's just going to say, "So all we know is that getting someone in or out is prohibitively cost expensive. Something in the ledger is worth a high amount of money on the outside. He's just going to say, I have no idea what we're going to need to fake.
She turns the pages. Well, one answer would be just about bloody everything. Could take me a while to assemble. I would need someone with some forgery experience to fake ledger entries that would have been filled out by previous wardens.
Clayton's just going to smile, raise his hand.
Should have known. The other now your keeping the other complication is that it's very plausible that Corda thinks there's someone who is here right now. That is the problem.
Clayton's going to nod in agreement. And he's just going to say, now that I think about it, what are the odds that Neverwinter is one of those cities that 13 is accused of plotting against?
Neverwinter is not one of the cities accused of being plotted against, but all that means with certainty is that evidence wasn't found implicating such.
Clayton's going to say, I can think of one prisoner in here for a very long time that is very interesting to someone with motives against city-states.
Mm-hmm.
We never did catch Thay's influence, sir, on that plot. She closes her eyes. Either way, mission. I don't think you're going to be getting about. 13 is very good at being very tight-lipped. The fact that you've even got this much of an idea is interesting. She flashes through the pages. Archivist, give me a perception check.
Yep. And so I definitely would have been paying real close attention to that the whole time.
Yep.
All right.
Question is if your eyes are quick enough to catch anything during quick blows through pages. Prisoner 19. You know that's the number of the dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
The crimes you catch the letters CON, but the rest is covered by flipping page. Sentence 4 years, no special considerations with commutations. Behavior records was entirely blank, indicating no incidents of note. Someone biding their time, but why is the question?
There's a lot of that going around.
Why does it say there's no incidents when we know there's been an incident?
With the dwarf?
Yeah.
Remind me.
The one, if I might be misremembering, but the one who specifically got into an altercation with another prisoner, specifically.
No, that's 13.
Oh, that's 13. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind that.
Oh, so 19 is the one Mitney wants to poison.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, give gut distress.
Oh, okay.
For quite a while.
Right. So his only incident is being an asshole.
Unfortunately.
Yes. As it goes sometimes, as it goes.
You to come up, Chella? Love how I have to pat my belly before she comes up. You want to lay on my leggy? No.
That's how Reiko does it.
Leggies on my leggy?
When I get her attention, I pat my stomach to get her to come lay on me. Not that she does it when I call anymore. She does it whenever the frick she wants. Because she is the queen and she knows it.
Uh-huh. Such is the way of cats.
Yeah. I love my child. But oh my god.
Through experience.
Well, you're so soft because you got groomed today.
Clayton's just going
Extra
to
clean, Chella.
out of character. My mind is racing through every possibility that could be used to make this place important. Clayton is just going to say, "Oh, sorry, I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to commit a crime in my head, and it's just not working. How long ago was this place built? And was this
50
site,
years.
and was this site chosen for any reason beyond the fact that it's
In the mid.
hell, hard to approach, and well, he's going to gesture around.
Not that I am aware of, which is not a contextually complete answer.
Dwarves have longer memories than we do, unfortunately.
You have a point.
Clayton's just going to say, my suspicions as follows. The prisoner wants something to do with our little tentacly friend. The prisoner wants something on this site. And the prisoner wants something to do with our guest of honor who is currently walled off from everyone else. He's just going to heave a sigh. And he's just going to say, these are all my best assumptions as a budding entrepreneurial individual getting into places I shouldn't.
The warden considers.
Really quick, has the whisper thing been open?
Clayton would have left it open, yes, but
yeah, I would say go ahead and assume.
Yeah. Midnight whispers if there is building records included in what's in the office, because that could be blueprint D types.
That might be something for Archie to bring up. Clayton hates to monopolize the scene.
Licky licky, says Chava. Licky licky, just a little tongue
Yeah.
for 2 seconds.
If the warden is not actively flipping through records at the moment, and archivist will take a quick look, see if there are any building, anything that looks like building records without like actually actively going in flipping through anything, because that would be real suspicious.
Nothing obviously jumps out to you as building records. Given what she described, the warden probably does not believe that those are amidst the data that the warden has.
True.
Okay.
Clayton's just going to gesture to Archie, and he's going to just say, but where are my manners? Let me introduce my companion. We call him archivist, just because his head is just wired for keeping track of information. He's just going to say, I've brought him because if I'm going to make a good forgery, I want to make sure it looks reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to pause and say, I'm just wondering. Again, I'm trying not to step where I shouldn't. He's just going to raise his hands innocently, but I'm wondering if there's anything in here that would be useful from an informational standpoint as to the prison itself. He's just going to pause and say, for instance, if any of the original architects may have been prisoners, he's just going to say, if anyone may have left anything for later. He's choosing his words
Possible, but
carefully.
I don't have information that would validate that claim.
Clayton's just going to shake his head. He's going to say, I'm not saying that you do. I'm just wondering if the information could possibly exist in the records.
Amongst the records I've seen, and I've gone through every record in this prison, no.
Hmm.
What is 13 doing that I'm missing? Aside from reading minds and beating up other prisoners.
Uh,
I mean that.
Mitney wants to get 13 and 19 to pick a fight. I mean, what?
19 in the face.
In this corner.
You know, we
But
could
what's
always
this?
just.
The mind flayer with a steel chair?
Clayton makes a note for later. We could encourage 19 to say the name Glintstone, perhaps.
Hmm. One thing that does jump out, the Mind Flayer seems to recognize Archivist.
That
When
does
that,
stand
which,
out, but Clayton's not sure he wants to mention that.
yeah, probably not to the Warden, but it's worth considering.
Yeah.
That the most logical explanation for this is that they are aware of what happened to Archivist, and implicitly probably to Mitney.
Mitney stares at Ken.
Clayton's just going to sigh. He's just going to say, well, I can absolutely forge some of those old records for you, and we're going to need to come up with something creative because I can't shake the feeling that one of these prisoners is 13's target, whether for nefarious purposes towards them or towards someone else.
Hmm.
It's the most logical explanation, that much is for sure.
Clayton's going to nod. He's just going to say, I can think of a couple of prisoners we definitely don't want getting revealed by any means whatsoever.
Indeed.
Hmm.
We could sit together and go over the records while I'm transcribing or while we're concocting our special lie. It's just going to say, but I can understand why you wouldn't want to do that.
Warden pinches the bridge of her nose.
Licky, lick, licky.
Without having what data, the only thing we can know with absolute certainty is that Glintstone definitely can tell that 46 is Fitzwilliam. That the rest,
The rest would be real nice to know.
Hmm.
indeed, the most appropriate solution may be to fake just about everything. The only
Change one or two
entries
skins
left,
off of everyone.
the only the only things to leave for the only ones that can be cited untouched without revealing anything are 49 and 28. Because 28 is the Mind Flayer and has bloody nothing,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
49 is known enough that faking that record would immediately out it is fake.
Yes.
They leave the person that you're giving it to the same as well.
Well, yeah, obviously, but
Uh-huh.
we're not going to mess with 13s. And
that would be an immediate giveaway.
change your age by 10 years. She won't notice.
Clayton's just gonna pause. That actually does give me an idea. We could make one really fake and one subtly fake.
That's a thought.
Interesting.
Mhm.
And then
I can't imagine
Clayton could
she's
act
expecting.
like he's been
Go ahead.
double crossed.
I can't imagine she's expecting us to just give her what she wants right off. Clayton's going to say, I actually like that idea. If we make one that messes things up, including Fitzwilliams, and then something a little more subtle, he's just going to pause and say, I don't think we need an exact copy of the ledger. All she wants is the information. At least that's the information I've been led to believe.
That is consistent with what you've been led to believe, yes. Blatant forgery and a more subtle one. It'll take longer, but it's doable.
It'll take longer, and I'll have to be, and a couple of us will have to be mysteriously absent from patrols while we're doing it. Unless you want to write the whole thing. He's just going to say that with an obviously joking tone of voice.
Hey, I can handle twisting the orders to handle that part. Do you get the for your part? Thing probably most valuable. She closes her eyes and considers. Now, we need those fake logs. And I presume that while you're here, you've got angles against something, against 28 as well. Or at least aimed in its direction.
Clayton's just going to laugh, and he's just going to say, hey, nobody wants to deal with something like 28 when it's easier to make sure that they're not troubling anyone. He's just going to say, which is why I'm pretty sure that we need to leave 28 alone, because anyone who knows they're here will probably want to remove them, which probably plays into 28's whole thing. Clayton's going to say, much as I'd like to see 28 taking a dirt nap, I think we need to leave 28 alone. Just going to say, but if it makes you feel better, I could certainly say that I want to slip him a few poison brains.
Which would be easier if we were bringing any food to him. It's been sustained without its sustenance for I don't know how long. How, we're not sure. It can't be a ring of sustenance because it wouldn't work in there.
Okay, Immortal Mind Flayer. Yeah, I can see why they'd want to keep something like that locked up.
Well, that's a problem.
Stairs at the ceiling.
Yeah, same
Archie,
here.
do you know something?
About how the Mind Flayer is keeping themselves alive? No.
Archie does know that it's a religious zealot, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Unless that is part of the answer of why it's.
Oh, goody.
Look, I can think of plenty of people who want to die for their religion. Let's not hasten it along.
Uh-huh.
Ugh, Clayton's just gonna wave it off and say, but yes, much as we'd like to see 28 dealt with, I'm going to assume that the people who put 28 in here know better than us not to finish it off.
Still disprove.
Mhm.
What was that?
Nothing.
Out of character. Every single plot point is pointing towards 28 being something real important to this, so I'm a touch worried.
Uh-huh.
We're in danger.
I have 2 Mandervilles. There's literally 2 Mandervilles standing next to me. I don't know how I
Wonderful.
feel.
Oh,
Rock
no.
Manville,
As,
Rock Manville.
What?
as long as they're not Rock Manville and you're not, creating your own lore.
No, one is Hildebrand Mandeville, not Manderville. And the other one is Tiniest Tankaroo.
Oh
I think-
Sorry,
dear.
I think-
sorry, that was a non sequitur. I apologize.
Yes.
I think you're mostly safe. Mostly.
All right, I'll be arranging guard shifts so you can be secreted up here. To or officially put it as observing from upper battlements, points up towards the roof. In the meanwhile, we'll get two copies of the forged book. Whether you want to use both, that'll be yours to call. Might be simpler just hand her just the subtle one, but there'll be work to do. As for the rest, which I could.
Clayton's going to nod. No one's cracked 13 yet, so I want to start thinking outside the. Well, I was going to say box, but maybe prison is a better way to put that.
Har har.
Totally in character, in fact.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Clayton's just going to say. But yes, I'm going to want Archie's help for my part of this, and Clayton's going to say, and well, honestly, the rest of us just want to see everyone else stay in here as long as they need to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What I'm here for. All right. Dismissed for the moment.
Clayton's just going to give an obedient salute.
Just
Archivist
because we're
does
of
the
mildly
same.
ill repute doesn't mean that we want other people of actual ill repute to be out there in the world.
Mhm.
We're just committing minor misdemeanors. We're not wanting to do anything felonious here.
Huh?
Mhm.
Charlotte, it's 15 minutes until you can have tooth treat.
Charlotte says now.
Paula says, I love the toothbrush so much, I want to eat it now. It's her dental treats. She's been ready for like an hour for her dental
Uh-huh.
treats.
That's adorable.
Oh dear. So, with the information you currently have, the question is, how do I advance this? Bring you guys back down.
Well,
Hmm.
the
Do you wish?
standard way would be to just push things along, but
Yep. Well, the next phase of the operation basically is another day or two passes as you build the forgeries. Um, Forgery isn't a formal skill in 5e, and nor is it a toolkit because they stopped thinking about that, if I recall.
forgery has usually been handled
Oh,
under sleight of hand.
forgery
Mhm.
kit. I'm sorry. It is forgery kit. It is a tool PHP 14. It does have a proficiency attached. I will say, if you want to create a convincing fake that gets no records except for the 3 you don't have to be gotten completely correct. Give me 3 forgery intelligence checks. Unless you have the specific proficiency, it'll just be intelligence checks.
Clayton does not have proficiency in forgery, but he is a smart boy. So it'll just be straight intelligence checks, basically. I always handle the sleight of hand, but
Yeah, I've got calligrapher's supplies proficiency, not forgery. Would since I'm helping, would this be at advantage?
well, that's why Clayton wants Archie along. He wants someone who's better with
Yeah.
information than.
Okay, then Archivist, you can give me a calligrapher's kit proficiency-based intelligence roll.
Yeah. Attribute int. Are you fucking kidding me?
The calligrapher supplies froze in the weather.
The
Well,
ink
Very
can-
plausible.
the ink can only be used as a weapon now. A thrown one.
Clayton has 2 more checks,
Bonk.
and he also has some inspiration. But this means no advantage.
Here, you come back up.
Oh!
Ooh, there we go.
Okay. Well, you gotta hope that the right section it is the one that you got that roll on. And I'm gonna say that the calligrapher supplies roll was mostly to speed things along. So your options now are actually, you know what? I'm gonna hold on to those for a moment, and we're gonna curve to Ari and Midnay.
Oh,
Sounds good.
Nay's going to
So-
commit gut crimes.
cut
So-
crimes.
So, first question: how broadly targeted are you going to make the gut crimes?
Let's say about roughly half the people, so that it looks like she just mixed up and gave everyone like their food for their neighbor.
Mass wrong. Yep. Mass confusion type. Okay, that's fair. Let's see. I'm gonna need a 2 deception checks from you.
Oh no.
Ari, you may opt to quote fingers assist by rolling a deception of your own.
Oh, cactus.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh.
Ari,
Come on, Ari.
how does your attempt to save go?
Oh no.
It's cold here, okay?
Oh no, my Leylands.
My Leylands.
No.
Elliot hangs his head in shame.
No, shut up.
So,
I did my best.
okay, your attempts at culinary disasters go out.
Not looking forward to this.
You hear anger. You hear people be like, "What the hell? What is this?" You hear signs that you may have that you are at risk of. It is getting loud. Prisoners are getting angry. You probably did not successfully commit gut crimes against your actual target. Maybe a couple of the others. And
Come Come on,
Let's
guards.
see.
Come on, other guards. Back us up on this one. Tell them they have to eat it anyway. Do your damn food.
Okay, I need a second to go to a different voice channel to check something before I hit a button. So 1 second.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Okay, this sound will in fact do what I want it to. Signs of a prison riot are accompanied with the deployment of the alarm.
This would be a great time for Smoothie. Midnight whispers into the thing.
Fucked up. Fucked up. We done fucked up.
So, the guards are being called. The prisoners are being angry. Midday and Ari are quickly shuffled into shelter in place again. Good news. The head chef is laughing his ass off. So, which one was it you hate? He is just not pretending to be subtle about this.
Well, that's on our side, but would you believe us if we said all of them?
No. I wouldn't.
There's the really racist one, the elf racist one. Mitney says in very thick dwarf, tinged common. And then there's the creepy dwarf. Both of them deserve to be on the shitter for a week.
She's not wrong.
I kinda just asked, you know.
Okay.
Alright, meanwhile, the rest of you have been basically hastily being shuffled around the prison, and that's when you notice a little something deeply disconcerting.
Oh.
Some bitch. Oh, we did.
The door is still perfectly sealed.
Oh.
If someone actually leans in and inspects, the walls are intact.
If someone leans in and inspects a room that held a mind flayer and now apparently doesn't, you deserve what you get.
Well, apparently what you get is nothing.
Oh dear.
Well,
Well, that's unfortunate.
Okay,
That's putting it mildly.
every one of the guards, give me an Arcana check.
Oh dear.
Ari's gonna lean over to Mitney.
Our rolls have been shit today, so I don't expect anything.
Ari's gonna lean over to Mitney and just be like, "It was nice working with you, Mitney."
Yay! I win. I win D&D.
Oh, now we get good rolls.
Okay. Yeah,
It's a good
basically
time for
every
it.
one of you quickly figures out that something was done to the anti-magic field in that cell only.
Not me. Sorry, Jamisha.
And when it was done, would have to have been very recent because you know for a fact it was working earlier today. You have evidence.
Okay, Mitney has to remember who else was that wandering around the guards.
mm-hmm.
The only people wandering around were guards or prisoners being moved around in manacles.
We're in danger.
Clayton doesn't want to point fingers, but he did say that this is not an isolated incident.
You've got, yep. The warden is signaled down to examine the cell. She looks extremely terrified.
That is terrifying. Yes.
Yeah.
Mitney would like to whisper to any of the guards to be maybe in the stairwell. Any of our guards in the stairwell while she's looking. One of our guards in the stairwell while she's looking at this.
The central stairwell?
Yes,
Yeah.
the central stairwell.
Mhm.
While she's down here and going, oh shit, the fucking mind flare.
Well, yeah, Clayton was upstairs, so
Uh-huh.
Clayton, stay in that room. Point your gun
Uh,
at the door.
After a minute, the warden speaks up. Teleportation. How?
That is a good question.
It wouldn't have had the chance to prepare spells. There was no appropriate materials, and that's not how their abilities work. It was
please tell
there.
me. Please
There
tell me
is
the cell
the
is.
room begins. You all of you sense a shift, especially if you're using detect magic. Sense a
Oh,
shift
fuck.
as the anti-magic field comes back online.
No, sir, I don't like it.
No thanks.
So who decided that the mind flare needed to be in that particular cell?
Mm-hmm.
We need to look at them.
Well, that's probably not going to be something that we're privy to, since
This is, yes, not something
Uh-huh.
we just need to tell the warden to worry about that, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you an out of character clue, that I am preparing details for future heists.
Yay!
Oh. Well.
Yay! Ugh.
Well.
Clayton's just keeping his gun at the ready.
Probably a good idea.
So, go ahead and give me another round of Arcana checks.
Anyone in
Using this-
particular?
Uh,
Guard?
any of at this point, any of the damn party, as information is passed via link pearl.
Shit, Mitney doesn't know anything. Mitney's apparently too focused on this food revenge shit.
Damn it, Minnie. And it's not going well. Which makes
Well,
it
Okay.
worse. Hello.
Ari, you were the first one to come up with a guess. The warden's guess that the mind player could not have used teleport is correct, which leaves the most logical possibility being call magic, as it's called, a variation on summoning that is capable of permanently bringing someone, or in this case, almost something, to the caster's location. Further,
Throw wide
this
the
would have
gate.
a way to
go
something.
ahead.
The problem is that still wouldn't have worked in the anti-magic field. In other words, presumably something had to be done to suppress it. If you check with the warden will confirm what I've already told you, which is that there's no way for the panels to switch it off. Some kind of single-use magic item, preferably something that leaves little to no trace, would have to have been used to disable the anti-magic for a short time. And it was timed to be set off. They set it off when the alarm did, when they were waiting for an opportunity.
You set too many alarms off.
Yep.
Damn.
If any of you thinks to look, by the way, Prisoner 13 is overhearing a lot of this and seems disconcerted but calm. If anyone thinks to ask, she simply says, I'm not their target.
Clayton's
Oh,
just going to
because
say
of
in the
course it
holy
was the
roll.
fucking
Check
mind flayer.
Fitzwilliams.
That's a
He
good
just
idea.
he just waves. He just waves and looks at you and draws a different curtain shut. Yes, he has ones he can draw shut that are separate from the ones already drawn shut, apparently.
Mm.
Whatever.
He's just not even gonna pretend to care.
And he's not got any place to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm less concerned about him being involved and more concerned with him being broken out.
Well,
Well, this is a thing.
We'll see it.
No, no. This is still perfectly serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, Clayton did not say, did not think that they were the only ones here. That said, y'all need to talk about amongst yourselves for a few minutes and figure out your plans because Jay needs to go AFK and help his mom with groceries.
Ah, okay.
Ah,
Yep.
Okay.
yeah.
And I similarly am going to take a couple minutes to water.
Okay.
Um,
Important.
We can do break. We can do a BRB.
yep. Let us reunite at 10 past the hour.
Okay.
All right. Still the castration going on in Greek or in Egyptian mythology.
Yeah.
I think I heard something different than what you actually said.
There's a lot of castration going on in Egyptian mythology.
Oh,
That's
I thought
exactly
you
what
said
Persona.
going on in my room. Sorry. Just
Turns and looks at the camera.
much more awkward. Yes.
Oh my.
that certainly is something to come back to.
Yeah.
I
Look at them teefies. He wouldn't look out of place in the final days. Little hands rotate.
Yeah.
Yes. They just wanted to put.
Off-brand Ghost Rider.
Yes.
all right.
Just sometimes is a chord. Okay.
All right. Let's take.
No.
No.
Trust Persona to dig something a little older out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Checking everyone's status.
Jay
I'm
might still
here.
be, but I am back.
I'm here.
All right. So.
I think Jay's still AFK.
Yeah. Which is why I'm going to rotate the camera to Midnay as the.
Hello.
Actually, no, correction. Zephiel, because as the.
Hello.
Correct. As you are patrolling cells, and notably, the guards are actively observing the wider area,
Mm-hmm.
it's soon pretty obvious that if calling magic was used, it can be used from potentially great distances and was used intentionally.
Yeah.
Especially because normally to do that to a being of this plane, you would have to have specific materials of that individual. This was prepared in advance.
Yes, it would seem so.
Mm-hmm.
So, archivist.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, as you pass the as you pass a certain dwarf, there's just a smirk on his face. Your little friend. We look forward to. I'm sure my compatriots look forward to next they meet her.
Maitner is going to request to poison him again.
Uh-huh.
But at least this time we can actually just ask the chef. The head chef, rather.
Yep.
Yep.
We are poisoning the hell out of this guy.
Doesn't say anything more.
Uh-huh.
You should
Get cried.
also tell him that his face looks like it belongs as something's ass. Like I did when I saw.
Uh-huh. Oh, what's good? Now I gotta think of what would be particularly devastating one.
Jay returns.
Welcome back.
Yep.
Hello.
So, Claydon, amidst the chaos of the shuffle, while you were out, I gave the dwarf cultist being smug at archivist. Zaphiel sees that the guards have been scanning the wider area of the prison, but there's no obvious signs, probably meaning the call spell was used from a much greater distance. And thus, given that calling spell magic would require material of the creature to be summoned, yeah, that was plotted out possibly way in advance.
Mm-hmm.
But why now? Why now is an interesting question.
Oh, Clayton immediately has an answer to that one. Someone knew we were coming.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to point fingers, but when has Luskin ever been responsible for something good?
Uh,
Underbragen Darth, I'd be very careful filing that accusation. Just saying.
That was OOC, not
Yeah.
LC.
mm.
That
Well,
said, Bragan Darth has only been in power in Luskin. We're in
Or-
the 90s, correct?
For several years at this point, but they are a new power.
Yeah, I was gonna say somebody in Luskin has been in power longer than Bragan Darth and has their fingers in something.
Old individuals mind power in the severely damaged remnants of post-spell plague Luskin. Part of the reason Bragan Darth was able to move in was because there was so little else. But I digress. Claydon, the warden actually signals you up, quietly signals you upstairs. Pass
Clayton
this.
is absolutely going to go. And he's going to quietly say,
They're ready.
Muffin is so
"Oh,
cute.
wonderful."
So, I'd like to tweak the plan. She passes He slides out the 3 copies, pointing out which one's the blatant fake, which one's the subtle fake, and which one's the real one.
Clayton is
Pick one and pretend you're passing it amidst the mayhem.
Oh, fantastic. Clayton is going to take the subtle fake.
Okay. She quickly locks up both of the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
Clayton's going to say, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. I will say that all of mine will come out from the shadows if you call us. Clayton's going to say, but someone knew we were coming, and someone has been in place for way longer than we have.
Yes, I've got investigations to do. Can't pass.
Clayton's just going to say, if it'll make it easier for you, I am volunteering myself right now to be cooperative with any reveal truth spells you may want to cast on me. Clayton's just going to say, but that said, we have a plan to put into works, and I'm pretty sure that 13 is as surprised by this as we are. But no
Good to
reason to
know.
let her think that this isn't part of my plan.
Interesting. All right. All right. She motions you out of the office and notably locks the door behind you.
Clayton is going to leave the office, and he's going to go downstairs. And before he leaves the guard area, how many guards are in here?
Let's see. The guard barracks only has
guard barracks. Yes.
The barracks level tower, first floor of the tower, actually only has like 4 or 5 of the guards, basically shuffling between grabbing something quickly between emergency rounds. Basically, every guard is out and around again.
Clayton is going to make his way to this door, but he's going to. Where's my token? Down there.
Yeah.
He is going to go this route, and he's going to eyeball the footlockers as he goes.
Okay. So you would have been looking at them on the first floor?
On the first floor, correct, yes.
Tower level 1, you're on the ground floor. It's your stuff.
Yeah, I was using that as a
illustrative.
He's doing this as he's going. Yes.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, he's burning insight for that one.
Okay. Reroll.
Or not insight, inspiration. You know what I mean.
Yes. Give me the reroll.
Are you kidding me?
2 points better is 2 points better.
2 points better is 2 points better. Clayton wants a really better. He has 1 more inspiration. He's burning it.
Okay, I'll allow it.
There we
go. The loop is enough to tell you that none of the footlockers, except for those of the party, are off in any way. The ones of the party have some of their equipment with them, but all the others seem normal. What this tells you is this does tell you something. If they snuck in an object, they snuck in only it, and it was probably a single-use device.
Yes.
Something meant to burn up after activation. That's definitely a sign of stronger premeditation.
Oh, absolutely. That is what Clayton wanted to figure out.
Yeah. Yeah. No sign that any of the guards, besides the one you know to be, are secretly sorcerers or warlocks or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. On the ground level now, Clayton is going to walk out through the north door, head to 13's cell, and he's just going to lean into the bars, and he's just going to smack the bars, and he's just going to say, "Knock it off in there!" And he's just going to discreetly fling the book into the cell. And he's
First, Court of the Glant turns toward him first, then toward the book. Quickly goes, opens it up, pokes through a few pages. I'll need a little bit of time outside of my cell with the ledger. Quickly.
Clayton's just going to say, "You're going to get some time in the courtyard. It's not going to be much. Security's going to be tight, so make it count."
Fair.
He's just going to smack the bars again, and he's going to move away.
Right. Eventually, the alarm is called off. There's no sign of the prisoner's presence.
Jala has the gentlest take sometimes.
Uh-huh.
The little gentle dog bites are so cute.
Let's see, looking something up. Okay. The alarm is called off. If you want to slip Corda out quickly before she has more time to go over the ledger and possibly see through it, now's the time. Who do you send to do that?
Clayton is going to recommend Archie. Archie knows the least about the... Well, let me rephrase. No, not Archie.
Jem?
Jem. Yeah.
Yes. How may I be able to do this?
Jem, you're up.
What do I do?
We need somebody to take Prisoner 13 for a walk.
Okay. I'll walk where?
Courtyard.
Okay.
Courtyard is going to be the safest place, and you're going to be told something. Well, you're going to be shown something that we need to remember. So.
Okay. Thank you for moving me. Okay.
As you head to the courtyard, Prisoner 13 chuckles. All right, just give me a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that she might not know that you're in with Clayton. Do you choose to reveal this?
No, I don't. Why would I do that?
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
She's going through the documents. You don't know what she's doing.
We are keeping the link pearl open.
Uh-huh.
So
yeah,
Okay.
of course it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jamisha, go ahead and do you choose to use detect magic?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, she's definitely using something magical. Arcana check.
Okay, my last one wasn't so good, but I will try again.
You
We
got
believe in
this.
you. You got the bad roll out of the way.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You do got this.
It
I told
is
ya.
okay. So it is divination magic. No, not just divination. You figure it out. It's a mind. She's not reading your mind. In fact, she's not reading anyone's mind. She's sending messages. Some kind of mind link technique. This also means that one of the other tattoos prevents her from being scryed upon. You think? and prevents reading her mind. Probably explains how she resisted the charm effects too. So that combination, she looks positively smug as she's heading back towards her cell.
Clayton,
Mm-hmm.
before they leave, Clayton is going to say, she owes us something. Collect, please.
Crack my knuckles.
Clayton's going to
Mm,
pause and say,
mm,
Clayton is going to say, call in the favor. Just say that.
All right. Call in the favor.
What a
As
blink!
as I'm cracking my knuckles.
You see you see genuine confusion on Prisoner 13's face. Wait, what are you? Is this meant to be a code word?
mm, mm.
I'm just staring her down.
You're with the guard.
Nothing between my eyes. Like there's nothing in my head. Just staring at her.
Ari,
Just staring at her, waiting.
Ari whispers into the pearl, look at the ledger, then look back at her and see if she gets it that way.
I look down at the ledger. I look back at her.
Oh,
and I raise my eyebrows and I wait.
Oh, you're with. Okay, she reveals the full tattoo on her right arm. Okay. In fact, let's just pull up the nice dramatic image that was provided in the module.
Muted. Mm.
It
I wasn't sure
it's
if you were
coming.
talking to us or if you were talking to someone else. Ooh. Interesting.
That sure is an image.
Yep.
Where is the image? I don't see it.
It's in the
Discord.
Current
Discord.
Oh, it's in the Discord. Okay.
Yep.
Sure looks Dragon Age.
This tattoo in its completed form is the key. You'll be able to replicate it with good memorization. You should be able to replicate it using a disguise spell, a minor illusion. I think even just a pen and ink copy would work. If you want to memorize the tattoo well enough to recreate it, you will need to pass a separate Arcana check.
Okay.
I would have.
Archie,
I
go
will try.
intercept prisoner on her way back.
Uh-huh.
So
I'll roll the separate Arcana check just to be safe.
Mm.
Well, the important thing is now we know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Jamisha, with 10 minutes of observation and quick material, you produce what you're highly confident is an adequate copy.
excellent. I think the correct
Back to
phrase
the
is
cell.
pleasure doing business with you.
Yeah, a dramatic way to word it, perhaps, but sure. She closes her eyes for a bit and just kind of walks her way right back to the cell.
Yeah, she was contacting. She was probably contacting somebody else.
Possibly several somebodies else.
Yeah, probably several somebodies.
Undoubtedly, we've got information to share, and oh, Jem, we could kiss you.
Mm-hmm.
I do my best. All right. Let me know. She goes back to her own cell, I imagine.
Yep. Specifically, you've got to bring her back.
Okay, I bring her back.
Doesn't take long.
Mm-hmm.
And she just returns to the ledger.
Okay.
So, here's the thing. And all of you can get this, any of you can potentially be the one to figure this part out. He's gonna figure out that you forged that data eventually.
Mm-hmm.
The
I was
question,
thinking about. Yeah, I was thinking about suggesting if Jem could sneaky fingers it back from her on the way back, but I don't know.
do you want to try for that?
I mean, I could. I don't.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand.
All
Well,
right.
does Jem want to?
Does Jem
Jem-
want to basically
Jem-
be like,
Jem-
well, you saw it, you got what you wanted out of it, we got what we
Yeah,
wanted out
I'm
of
not
you.
letting her keep.
Be
I'm
in
not letting
jail.
her keep. Not letting her keep the damn thing. She's not supposed to keep the damn thing. We have to return it, quote unquote.
Well, you don't know that, but I don't think you specifically planned around, oh, this has to be returned. But she probably wants it. But yeah, quick snag. Quick snag should be easy enough between.
Nope.
Oh,
No.
Damn.
Do you,
I mean,
do you need this back?
like going would be preferable, yes. So I don't get my ass handed to me.
Very well. She slides it over. She slides it over, looking a little bit more smug. Her be seeing you.
Be seeing you.
So, this opens the final question. Do you guys still want to be here at this point to deal with any other loose ends, or do you opt to arrange the plan and skedaddle?
I think we should tell the warden that the prisoner can talk to people who are outside with her when she's not in the anti-magic.
Oh, yes.
And that she was pretty smug about giving the book back. And then we scoop.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That
So at this point,
well, at this point, I should go back
oh,
to the guys and report, right?
Well, yes.
Yeah, we should probably.
A hand drops on Jamisha's shoulder. It's the warden. Grab your full crew, bring to my office, including the ones who are in the chef's staff.
Oh, God. Oh,
Wow.
God.
I'm like going. I would play offense. I have no idea what she's talking about, but I'm just gonna stand there quiet.
Clayton's just gonna say through the link pearl, play along. We're going with it.
I go, okay.
We do not want to stay here longer than we have to.
Yep.
Okay.
Seems sweet.
I wanted to report back. Oh well.
Oh, we all want to report back, but I don't think any of us want to run afoul of the warden more than we already have.
Yeah.
I don't think we've run afoul. We're doing the Lord's work here.
We're doing someone's work here.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there is a god of thievery, so.
I'm pretty sure there's a god of dumb luck, and we've pissed them off.
No. She loves me.
Yeah.
Martyr Bartholomew's glances over you all. Specifically looking towards Jamisha. First, looking towards Jamisha. Do you have what you do you believe you have what you need for the Axebreaker Vault?
I don't know. I want to talk to my crew first.
Clayton's
the copy of the tattoo. Your Porta told you that that's the key.
Yes, I know, but this is the warden asking me, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pinch the bridge of his nose. He's just gonna say,
Jem says she don't talk to wardens.
Uh-huh.
Getting her
like I don't talk. I don't talk to you. I'm like, as far as I'm concerned, like only the people in charge are supposed to know this information. And I'm playing it safe, guys. I'm sorry.
Clayton,
I know.
Visibly pinch the bridge of his nose. He's just gonna say, Jim, we got something from prisoner 13, yes?
Yes.
Clayton's just going to nod. He's just going to look at the warden. And just
I'm gonna give Clayton the information. If he wants to give it to the warden, he can. It's on his ass, not on mine.
Clayton's just going to say, we don't want to get any more of this on us than we already have. Clayton is just going to take the book, take the paper. He's just going to hold the book out to the warden, say, we got some issues we need to discuss, I'm pretty sure.
I'm like going. I'm gonna point at the book. I'm like going. She was talking to people about the book. Outside of the ward, magic ward thing.
Mind links. Well, this explains quite a few things. Fortunately, with that fake information, hopefully we'll get. she smirks a bit. Well, she might be making some very, very wrong targets in the very near future. That should do a fair bit of damage to her network before they have definitive realization. Doesn't help that as long as she's in the cell, she's out of contact. They act to they may well, let's just say she closes her eyes. Wait for what? And mutters something. It is low enough that none of you hear it, but you do spot something. It, she's holding a little bit of a pin.
Pin as in hairpin or pin as in grenade pin?
As
Or
in
pin as in ear pin.
outfit pin.
Or writing. Okay.
Outfit pin. Okay.
Okay.
PIN.
Oh,
The pin, yep, the pin depicts a harp and a moon.
Hmm.
huh.
Can I'm sus.
Don't
Her net.
don't
I
assault
should-
the warden.
Not gonna insult her. I just wanted to do an Arcana check.
Okay, not an Arcana check. It's not magical.
Can I do?
History check.
Okay, I can do that, even though I'm not good at it. I'm very not good at it.
Muted.
Hey.
Hey.
We're all in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. So I will also do a history check. That's
Yeah.
the thing I'm good at.
Out of character, I think I know what
There
this
we go.
is.
Yeah, out of character, I think, as well, but I'm not.
Zaphiel,
Hello.
you've heard stories of it. You've heard stories of those who harp. A spy network slash organization for preserving historical lore, maintaining balances against evil across the realms. They keep disorganizing and reorganizing. But famously, the fact that she's revealing it means that she's choosing to trust you with something that she would definitely be keeping secret from the rest of the prison.
I see.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Clanak,
Yeah. We have been deemed worthy.
Uh-huh.
I cannot welcome you in further than this, especially if you are associated with who I suspect you are associated with. Don't say it.
Our lips are
My mouth,
sealed.
my mouth is shut tight.
Instead, know this. The escapee. We don't know that they were with any particular organization. We don't match any identities or information associated with recent Mind Flayer activities. Hopefully, they won't be your problem.
Knowing our luck, they probably will be.
Clayton's just going to shake his
Pitney
head.
looks at Archie, then looks back at the warden.
Clayton's just going to shake his head and say, whoever it is, I hope that they have someone on hand because that boy is hungry and they just got summoned by a magic user.
Indeed. Magic user had help along someone else in the guards. It's
I
the
hope
only.
leopards eat each other's faces.
Mhm.
Maybe the mind flayer will be too hungry and eat someone they shouldn't.
Well, I'm pretty sure that they'll have supplied a meal, but if not, I wouldn't want to be that summoner.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
She glances at a bit of empty wall, more absent-mindedly than anything. Proceed. I presume you had an exit plan, as I presume your initial plan was to break Glintstone out.
Clayton's going to nod.
You go ahead and use it. Your disappearance will officially be noted as authorized, thus allowing you to safely disappear from the records.
Thank you.
Clayton's going to say to her, "Keep my name in the records, please. Won't be helpful for me, but it will be helpful for whoever was expecting us. And hopefully it will get someone to reveal something stupid in the not too distant future."
Interesting. Very well.
He's just going to glance at the
Di-
others and say, "I assume you
grab-
don't have any issue with me taking the bullet."
No,
Nope.
if you want to. Not if you want to.
You
Dismiss.
were the biggest person.
Uh huh.
Dismiss. Fired. Your paycheck will be at the top of the elevator.
Clayton's just going to salute.
We are getting paid. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
Technically, we're getting paid twice.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Mind
that
the
for us.
guard's salary for a order of the shift, which is about how far you got through, is like 10 gold. So it's not precisely massive,
Hey,
but it does leave you free to grab your belongings, and you aren't and not be in particular trouble. You have your chance to say
Midnight?
some goodbyes.
Mitney wants to say goodbye and ask the cook to make the cultist's gut unpleasant for her,
Uh-huh.
please, and give him some of her snacks that she brought. Give him the remainder of her snacks.
Good.
He appreciates this, to say the least, and boisterously laughs. I'll fix up a little some things.
Thumbs up. She's on her way out. That's all she wanted to do.
All right.
honestly, getting dinner on the warden? Fine by me.
All right.
Heck yeah.
So your exit plan was get down to the dock, which is not particularly complicated. There's, especially when the guards are kind of on a slow roll of shift, there's not a lot of attention. And shine a light up at the end of the dock, and a ship would quietly come up to pick you up in the night.
So what you're saying is I shouldn't shoot off a firework.
No.
Probably not.
That was for an emergency, and we actually got out of there without too much emergency.
Sorry,
We're
I'm
getting
the
the
other shoe to
fuck.
fall.
We're getting the fuck out of Dodge.
We're getting the fuck out of Dodge without getting clapped at irons. This is a win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
take it.
As you
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
a ship arrives in the night. And as you shine the light, it's basically a sloop. This sucker tiny. The ship, it arrives. You are quickly boarded, and Varin, your initial contact with the Axebreaker clan, is there. So, what was the key?
Weird tattoo.
Clayton's going to say, I hate to say it, but it seems that asking questions nicely really is the magic word. Clayton's just going to nod to Jem.
I don't know if it was nice.
Clayton's just gonna say, pinch the bridge of his nose. He's gonna say, hey, please give him what she gave you.
Banana.
It was that tattoo.
Good.
I draw it out.
He looks it over. All right, let's see. He
Like-
is preparing.
Like,
He is immediately signaling to a mage that's on board. Arrange 2 message spells. Yeah, this should be it's 2 message spells. He disappears into a small captain's quarter, motioning you guys into a frankly rather cramped spare room, so that you don't have to be exposed to the elements for the hasty voyage back to Luskin.
Say, we're getting out without getting any HP loss. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just making sure that there's no room on this tiny boat for a mind flayer.
I'm a little.
Yeah.
I am a little sus, but it could be unfounded.
Fortunately, it seems like everything is fine.
A lot of things are sus
Okay.
right now, so.
Well, again, I'm just. This was very
Until-
stressful. I'm very.
There's
Yeah,
the other shoe.
until.
There's the shoe.
There it is.
You see a light in the distance on the way, and it's not the lights of the city. It's a
Light.
pit.
Oh.
Like, I'm
Laugh.
gonna go.
It's a,
Fuck my
It's a
right
what?
horn.
Is someone trying to get between us and the city? Quick, turn our light off.
It is.
They don't know we're here.
It is a. That ship has a flag on it.
Motherfucker!
Anyone here know Dimension Door?
Eh, eh, eh. What kind of flag? What kind of flag?
Let's see.
Anyone here know Mass Invisibility?
It is a skull and crossbones.
I love that for us. Love that for us.
Anybody know Invisibility?
Would-
Ari is notably sweating. Just so you guys know.
Clayton is armed.
Like going,
And
wait a
that
minute. Looks
is
at
where we will
Clayton.
cut the session off.
Hold on.
Of course.
I'm actually gonna look at Clayton right before the session cuts off, and I'm gonna be like going, well, now you have a reason to use all your bombs.
You know what?
You
Could
know
I
what?
use Gust and one of Clayton's bombs and
Yes.
maybe right at the waterline?
Yes. You are
Poor
already
Mage.
on. Jamisha's gonna look at me and be like, we are on the same page.
That would be a
Midnay is
good
ready
plan
with
for next
Mage
time.
Hand and as many bombs as we can chuck at the edge of that waterline of the boat.
That would be something for next time.
Yeah.
Just
I'm pretty
saying.
sure we don't want to roll initiative tonight.
No.
No.
But I would
No.
just say it. I look before this thing closes, just looks at him and is like going, well, now you get to use the bomb.
Yep.
Oh boy.
The
You
promise
know,
says.
I was wondering when my time was gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do?
It's not so much what I
There,
did as
put it in
what
chat so I
something
can't
in
forget.
my past did.
The consequences of your backstory brought up to you.
The consequences of my actions.
Am
No
I
wonder
the only one
consequences.
here who's only pissed off at religion?
No, I'm
It might have
pissed
been a
off at
religion.
religion
What?
too.
You don't consider piracy a religion?
No.
Pirates
I
could be a
don't-
religion.
I
It's a
consider it
job.
a lesser threat.
I mean, I'm
I don't-
definitely.
I don't think I have any backstory shenanigan baggage. Not that I can remember, anyway.
I'm not exactly a fan of religion either.
Oh, neither am I. I'm usually the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
So yes,
Well,
when we pick up next week, the immediate reaction will be everyone looking at Clayton, except Clayton looking at the sweating Ari.
Everyone looking at Clayton like, how much explosives do you have on you right now? Because we want them. All of them.
We want all of them.
Midnight wants to sink this ship.
Uh-huh.
And Jem is on board with that because it was
Yeah.
her idea.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel so. I'm just gonna go tell you guys out of character. You made it through an entire heist with zero combat, and I was just like, no, I'm gonna give you guys. I've got to give you a boss fight to cap this off, especially because I.
Oh, so we're just gonna throw Ari under the bus for your shenanigans then. I see how it is.
Yeah, especially because at the end of this, you're gonna level up.
I mean,
Oh,
Oh, hell
okay.
yeah.
that's great. I'll take the
Midnight's still
level
gonna
up.
use bombs right at their water line.
I mean, yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Clayton has
anyway.
bombs, but he only has so many, so
Well,
we'll have to make them count.
with my poor
So
dumb son having his first heart attack at 20 something, we're gonna end it for the night. I'm gonna raid Hunter Hero. He's playing Poppy Playtime Chapter 4, which just came out recently. He currently doesn't have his hair because apparently that's an option he has.
Mm,
You gotta love VTuber shenanigans. Anyway,
uh-huh.
yeah, we will see you all. When I guess Wednesday, I'll see how I feel about things. Leia is not streaming tomorrow.
I am not.
Tess,
I am having problems with health, and I am going to take it easy until Friday.
Tess, are you doing
Good call.
Thursday?
Tess,
Oh, he's playing Chapter 3 actually. My bad.
Tess, are you here?
Hi, Catnap.
Me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we were just
Thurs-
calling for you.
Thursday. Yes, no.
Yes.
Yes, no, maybe so.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no or maybe so. It's a yes.
Okay. I'm just.
Okay.
We didn't know.
I was
Jane will
quoting.
be there.
I was quoting Silas, but okay. Yes, no, maybe so. Anyway, yes, okay. So Thursday and then Friday. I don't know what we're doing with the 14 just yet, but we'll figure that out closer to the day. So yeah, have a good night, everyone.
Night,
Thank you for
night.
coming. Off to Hero we go.